An entry from the journal of Margaret Flint, blacksmith and chairwoman of the Azure Bay Metalworkers Union. Had more of them sniffing around the house the other day. Thank the mother I forgot my coat and had to double back, or else she might have come home to a burgled house. They were marbles, boys. I know they were, but they wouldn't cop to it, no matter how much of a beating I put into them. I hope spitting them back to their boss, spitting teeth, will make him think twice about sending anyone else, but in my heart, I know it'll just convince him to hire better muscle. I know you just don't like me fighting, or is that pissing off Marble too much will just paint a target on our backs, but we just can't live our lives in fear of what he might do. Rufus deserves to be able to grow up breathing easy. I started double-checking the locks every day, coming home at noon to make sure everything's alright. I asked Solitary over the locksmiths about working out a deal, maybe labor in exchange for new locks, but all of it's a half measure. Nothing stops unless Marble says it stops. Something's gotta change here. We can't just keep ignoring the writing on the wall because we're afraid of what it means to defy it. I'm sorry, Eustace. I wrote home, asked him to send me my old armor. I went to the market after work today and I bought a new axe. I know you wish this is a problem that would go away on its own, but it's not. And with you gone, I gotta do what I need to do to keep our boy safe. Something's gotta give, and it ain't gonna be me.
So the office of the Culture Admiral is kind of in the center of the town. It is this nice sort of... It's almost like an Italian villa. There's that blue stucco. There is lots of archways. There's really nice shingles that Italian architecture has. I guess they're just called shingles, right? Arched, like rounded shingles.
No idea what a shingle is, but sounds cool.
Well, it's a couple different things, but for what I'm talking about is nope, not that. Don't Google shingles. It's both a roofing material and a rash, and I got the second one when I Googled it.
Googling it now.
I just said not to.
I shouldn't have done that.
No.
Yeah. No, it's what's done is done, man. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, fair.
My laziness saves me.
Yes. Either way, yeah, it's just this really nice house. It has a sort of central fountain in front of it, and that fountain is depicting I think it's like a ship with the water spraying around it. You know, like those that big mural statue in Rome.
Yep.
But the thing about the ship in this fountain is that it has an actual waving flag. That's the flag of Galyria, which is also on flagpoles on either side of the entrance of this building. Just so you know, it's the Admiral's office. There are guards with muskets posted outside. They are wearing padded sort of doublets in tights and boots. Pretty standard affair. They have iron helmets that are obviously built so that their horns can get out because they're orcs.
Cool. I just walk up and I say, it's just me and Tiuku, right?
And Eustace?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say, Tiuku, you're probably the best at, talking to people.
Yeah, sure. Tiuku's been kind of, absentmindedly casing this place just a little bit. Just out of habit, maybe, since it's a fancy place. Tiuku's gonna approach the guards and be like, I believe, Gregarious Pirrenoue is expecting us. We have correspondence from Mrs. Or was she Mrs. or Miss?
Mrs.
Yes.
She's got a wife.
Yes.
That's my wife.
Mrs. Morgana Deeplore.
I think the guard at the front looks at you and he goes, oh, looks at his compatriot. Says, "So what am I supposed to do in this situation?" And the other one says, "Well, you ask for identification, some sort of authorization." It's his first day. He's learning.
Oh, that's all right. You know, it's someone's first day every day. I'm sure he'll learn soon.
Yeah, I think these guys are named Pollux and Castle. These two guards, and they are brothers. Their last name is Dotrieve.
A what?
Pollux and Castle Dotrieve. And Castle is the new one. And he says, "Yes, welcome to the office of Gregarious Pirrenoue, Culture Admiral of the wonderful country of Galyria. Could I please see your appointment papers?" And Pollux throws him a thumbs up.
Do we have appointment papers?
You have the letter.
Yeah, I guess she says the letter, like.
Okay. And the letter is sealed in the crest of the Deeplore,
Yeah.
company. And he takes it and he looks at it and he squints and then he holds it out to Pollux, who reaches across the door and looks at it and says, "Yeah, it's good. You're good. Don't worry." And he goes, "Whew. Yes, it is with our great pleasure that we welcome you to the office of Gregarious Pirrenoue, Cultural Admiral of the wonderful country of Galyria. Come on in."
He's so cute. He's so enthusiastic. Tiuku waves at the Zara and uses to be like, follow her.
We do.
She's like, "Thank you. You're doing a great job there," to the castle person. And just walks in like she owns the place, basically.
I think I'm on my way past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Castle hands you back your letter, and they both wave you in, and behind you can hear Pollux going, "See, that's not too bad. Just gotta work on your delivery next time," and pat them on the shoulder. And then you come in, and there's this beautiful office, this beautiful entry area, which is, we've talked about Galyria being pretty Baroque in styling. And while that's not necessarily the case for every building, because there's a lot of just normal folks living out here who have a lot more simple, the stucco and stuff. But this definitely has some calls to that. There's this big central dome in this building, as a skylight with etched glass. So you look down and there is faint shadows of, things that are etched in this glass, like stars and ships and stuff that are kind of thrown on all the walls. There's a nice marble floor with it's tiled, which is nice. And there's a marble bust of the High Admiral, on a pedestal in the middle of this entry hall. And on the opposite side there is a big desk. It's kind of basically like a receptionist desk, a little fancier, than a sort of scrawny orc, like an older guy with sort of paler green skin and these tiny wireframe glasses is sitting at. And he looks up and he says, "Ah, hello. Welcome to here. Who are you?"
Hello. We are from the Deeplore Expeditionary Company.
"Ah, the ones who set out on the hand-in-hand expedition recently."
Indeed. That's us.
And he kind of sizes you up and says, "I trust the island was irremarkable."
Yep, totally irremarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to see there.
I think Tiuku elbows Zara
Behind you, just kind of coughs.
Well, there were a lot of interesting
Rocks.
rocks. Yes, someone leaked a rock. Nothing happened. You know those rock scientists do that. What's the name of the dwarf?
Geologists.
What?
They're geologists. They're called geologists.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes, geologist.
We're scientists.
And he kind of looks at you over his glasses and he says, "Congratulations. I am Monteverius Gallo. I am the head communications officer for the Culture Admiral. I take it you have correspondence for the Admiral?"
Indeed we do. That is why we're here.
Wonderful. Well, as fate would have it, the Admiral is in at the moment. He doesn't have any active appointments, so while I would usually tell you to come back at another day, Well, I suppose Lady Deeplore is close enough to him that he would make the exception.
Lovely.
Thank you, sir.
And he kind of inclines his head and smiles at you. But it's a little bit patronizing. Because he's a frou-frou dude.
He seems nice.
Yeah. And he like stands up and he straightens. He's wearing this really nice tunic, with like a frock coat. And he's got the lacy cuffs on his jacket. And he says, "If you'll follow me this way." And he leads you, around the corner down a hallway to these 2 huge oaken double doors, that are inlaid with gold and have big brass doorknobs. And it says in gold, like stenciling across the doors, it just says Gregarious Pirrenoue.
Wow.
It is within the office of the Culture Admiral to maintain a certain level of ostentation so that folks are reminded of the prosperity of Galyria.
Mm-hmm. I am reminded. I'm very reminded. Indeed.
I jab Tiuku in the side. like no stealing.
And you open the door. He opens the door for you, and you're led into this office. And it is it should probably be on the 2nd floor because he wanted to have the view. So during he took you up the stairs. There's a big spiral staircase with hey, it's consulate.
I know. I've been neglecting saying anything. I wanted to say so bad that like while we're going up the stairs, I take out the cam on top over the skylight.
Mm-hmm. If anybody wants a fucking reference, there's a map in Rainbow Six Siege called Consulate, which is built in a very similar. I just realized this is fucking Consulate.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I noticed Castle too. I was like,
Anyway, and there's this guy, this fellow, this orc. He's this big dude. I don't know how big you expected the Culture Admiral to be, but he is very big.
Is he bigger than Ford?
Yes.
Oh.
But he's also older than Ford.
Mm.
And he's not like more muscular than Ford. He's just taller than Ford.
Does he look like a nerd?
He looks like a baller is the thing. He has this beautiful like maroon and gold overcoat. It's like an admiral's coat with like epaulettes and badges on it. He's got gold caps on both of his horns. He has these big ram's horns. And he's just very broad, like sort of like this like old school strongman, like broad breadth. But he does have glasses on as well, which are these like tortoiseshell glasses, which means he must be fucking loaded because they're not metal frames. They're actually glass that has been molded into spectacles, which is harder to do, I think, than just making wireframe glasses. He's standing and like his back is to you, and he's got like a skull in one hand, and it is a gem encrusted skull.
Oh,
and he's doing whatever the analog is to Alas Poor York from Hamlet in this universe.
Okay, he's actually like acting it out?
Yeah.
He is a nerd.
He is a nerd.
He's a drama nerd.
Turbo nerd alert. I don't say that in character. I would never.
That'd be bad.
He like you can hear him talking, and then when the door opens, he like spins around and he's holding a skull in his hand, and he goes, "Ah, guests, welcome to the office of Culture Admiral Gregarious Pirrenoue. Myself, please take a seat." And he like gestures to a really nicely upholstered chaise lounge as opposed to like actual chairs.
Thank you, sir.
He has a desk, but it's got like this armchair behind it. There's also in this room a crystal globe, which is like it is a globe. It is a globe of the known world, effectively, but it's made out of glass and like crystal, and it's etched so that when you shine a light on it, it sparkles, kind of like a disco ball. And he's also got a not a bar, but like a liquor cabinet on one side of his office. And then on the other side is this huge, like floor to ceiling, like Arcadia door, or like glass, like window doors, that overlook a balcony that overlooks the whole city.
Cool, nice.
Yeah, and he like kind of twirls the crystal skull in one hand and tosses it to the other and sets it on his desk, and then like hops up and sits on the desk as opposed to sitting at the desk. He crosses his legs and he says, "Now, Montevarius wouldn't bring you in with if you weren't very important. Who are you?
We are from the Deeplore Expeditionary Company.
Ah!
We have a letter for you.
Ooh!
I want to say that Tiuku's eyes are, like, really large. Like, the iris is like when you're playing with a cat, you know? It's like looking at all this stuff.
He's also got, like gold and, like, silver rings on his fingers with, like, different gemstones in them. And, like, these, he's also got a medallion, with the seal of the Culture Admiral on it.
Whew.
And a cravat, of course.
It's like that horse from, like, what was it, Adventure Time, where it's like, gotta steal. What was that from? Was that Adventure Time? No, that was Over the Garden Wall.
Over the Garden. I want to steal.
Yeah. I want to steal.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to the flashiest motherfucker in the archipelago that
Mm-hmm.
we've met so far. It's important. He's also got, like, a bookcase full of, like, books. He's got a couple of those full of these beautifully bound leather books.
Yeah, but do any of his books magic?
No.
Oh, really? Okay. Can't have them all.
I think you see, like, the most ostentatious thing he has is one of the rings on his finger. It glows blue, and it is made out of refined magic.
Ooh.
Want to steal?
Steal that for me. No. Speaking of ring, do you want to give me that liege's bond sometime? We could do that later.
I'm not sure if Duke actually wants to give that at this point.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Like,
I mean, I always figured, like, you could give it to, like, you could take it back.
Yeah, you can take it. I mean, like, on one hand, it's like like an oath of fealty.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what the ring represented originally. But on
Yeah.
the other hand, like mechanically, you're going to be switching teams and stuff.
Yeah, and ostensibly, it's, like, literally no downside to...
Yeah, I know. It's the downside is pride.
That's true. Very true. But anyway, I do want that ring from this guy. I wonder if he'll give it to me, because that seems like something I want. But you know what? Fuck it. I'll bite. Though that ring is amazing. Is that refined magic?
Yes, it was an old heirloom from a previous dynasty back when such things were a little bit more less taboo.
How on earth did they make it safe? I mean, if you refined this much magic, even that small amount, into a solid form, it should be very dangerous to wear, but it looks fine to me.
Oh no, it's absolutely fine. And if you're wondering how they did it, I'll tell you. I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
Fair enough.
another mystery to solve, though, right?
Oh, most certainly.
I didn't know they could refine it in such solid form like that.
And he holds it out to you, and it's like, you know, it's a big fucking sparkly blue ring.
I admire it. I make my own, and I point to my glove with the little tanks of magic, but in liquid form, of course.
Oh, impressive. So you're from Morgana's sort of crew, yes?
Yes.
Yes, what a wonderful woman. She actually taught me a few things when I was just a boy. Very, very impressive tutor, that one.
She's seems very nice.
Yes, incredible, very, very smart. She opened my eyes to the wonders of history, which you'll notice is part of why I was so lenient with the regulations regarding this expedition.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome. Now, you have a correspondence for me.
Yes. Here.
Fantastic. And he takes it, and he's got the fingers on one of his hands have longer nails than the other. Adeline isn't here, but that's because he finger picks on a guitar.
Mm.
And he like flicks open the seal with his thumbnail and pops it open and starts just reading it in front of you.
Uh-oh.
And he goes, "Oh my. You've certainly stumbled upon something interesting, haven't you?"
Nope. Just rocks.
Rocks. I'm not seeing anything about rocks in this letter. I'll note. I am seeing something about a celestial armature frame.
Fuck, Dario, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, no, Daria didn't write that. Deeplore wrote that.
Deeplore! Wow! Okay. That's another name for rocks.
He looks at you. Is there a reason you are trying to keep this secret from me? It was part of the stipulations of the agreement I made with Mrs. Deeplore, was that Galyria would first bid with any important...
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not very good at negotiations, and I don't know when it's good to lie or tell the truth, and it seemed like everything should be secret, so I just lied.
So cute.
Well, I suppose it is as a scientist, he kind of squints, I suppose it is understandable that you would wish to keep things close to the chest. However, there is still the matter of the weapons of mass destruction that I believe are currently residing in my docks.
Well, that was part of the reason for the lie.
But I assure you they are completely harmless. As of now.
Oh,
that's inaccurate.
I mean, maybe at the moment, but once you get into them and start making them move around, I'm sure the harm factor will greatly increase. How's about this? I, as... in this letter, Morgana requests that I allow you move freely within the bounds of Galyria. And I don't. Well, freely is a little bit much. But I don't think quarantining you here will do much good either, because you have giant weapons of mass destruction that can get up and destroy my city. So I will offer you a compromise. While you move through Galyria, there may be things that the government requires assistance with that you might be in a better position to deal with than the normal folk. I'd like to request a favor.
Of course, that is only reasonable.
I look very skeptical, but I wait for him to continue.
Now, that's just a favor.
Is he gonna expand on that?
Oh, actually, I just thought of what it is. Morgana mentions that you are going to Tulane. She doesn't exactly elaborate on what you're doing there, but I imagine there's some sort of Titan artifact that you are recovering or reactivating.
Maybe. Yes.
So this is a possibility, a potentiality for like a parlay between you. So he's going to offer a thing, which is he's going to allow you unrestricted movement if the communications technology that you are going to have access to as the Titans, he wants you to help Galyria have that. To set up a communications grid across Galyria with a modified version of this Titan technology.
I'm gonna say to Tiuku, well, it sounds kind of like a win-win. We get to use it, and Galyria gets a nice new shiny piece of tech that improves their communications.
I kind of feel like we're getting just like a tiny bit the shorter stick here, though. I mean, we're doing all the hard work.
What's your charisma?
It's Tiuku. 1.
Oh, you're better than me then. I'm not going to do this, but I really want to say, like, well, let's smoke up and pull out the pipe weed. It's definitely not the point for that.
I think Gregarious says you can give it a little bit of time. I hear there's a train departing tomorrow. Give me your answer before that, and all will be well.
Can I try to parlay?
Yeah, I think Tiuku should try a parlay roll.
Yeah, do you want to parlay with him now, or do you want to parlay before you leave? It was really the thing I was giving you, in case you want to, like, think
I figure we can just do it now. I don't think anything is going to change in the time we leave.
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know if you wanted time to think. So yeah, so what are the terms of your parlay? Let's actually look at parlay.
I got it right here.
Mm-hmm.
When you have leverage on a GM character and manipulate them, roll plus charisma. Leverage is something they need or want. On a 10+, they do what you ask if you first promise what they ask of you. On a 7 to 9, they will do what you ask, but need some concrete assurance of your promise right now. So basically, I think what you're going for is that you want something better for you. You want to sweeten the pot.
Yeah.
So the leverage is that you're gonna do the thing he wants. You're gonna help him with this, but you want something more out of it.
Yeah, and the thing is that I'm gonna argue is that no one else could activate this except us because of Zara's special knowledge on Titan tech that she has studied, which is a lie, but but
Can I roll an aid roll with that in mind?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Cool. We'll do the first roll first.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I have a question really quick. I'm allowed to like aid or interfere even when it wouldn't matter. Like, okay, so obviously if you got a 8, unless you aiding with a success would not change the result because it would be a partial success either way. I can still do aid, right? Because I do feel like, especially with the fiction in this case, it would make sense that either way I was aiding.
Yeah, sure. I mean, in that case, you would just roll the aid ahead of time.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna roll Constitution because it's the same as my bonds with Tiuku, which is 1.
Okay.
So aid. Oh, baby.
Whew.
12. So
That's
yeah,
a
plus
12.
1. Plus 1 on that roll.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess maybe you're like just showing off your thing. The thing I need from Tiuku right now is what you want from him.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about that because, like, what Tiuku would want is, like, some kind of legal immunity, but I'm not sure if she would just outright ask for that. But just, like,
if you want some, I mean, so that's the thing you want a little bit of
yeah, a little bit leeway, like,
So, alright, so let me give you maybe some ideas. You could say something about, like, we're the Titans, we're gonna be, reinstating this ancient order, and we're not taking over, but I think we should have a little bit of,
Autonomy.
Government autonomy. So, you're trying to get maybe a sort of authorization from the Admiralty.
yes.
And it's not gonna protect you from everything. You're not getting immunity, but you're gonna get, like, maybe like a seal of the Admiralty.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like a badge.
Maybe like a +1 to parlay in the future when we deal with government.
Well, not even that concrete drilled down. Just
Sure.
Oops.
like
That's without the +1. I rolled already, sorry.
Really?
That's fine.
Yeah.
So it's a 10 then with the +1.
yeah.
It's a 10.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what he gives you is he gives you and he gives Zara a badge. He says this badge. Well,
It means we're cops.
effective. Yeah. He empowers you as agents of the Armada.
Nice.
Whoa.
And that's not going to help get you out of every jam. It's not going to do everything for you, but there will be places where it can help.
We're officially sheriff's deputies.
Effectively, yeah. He basically just deputizes you into the FBI.
Well, I don't like the FBI, but like it's pretty sweet. Fantasy FBI is awesome.
Yeah.
So there are these sort of circular gilded badges that you can affix to your persons with the seal of the Admiralty on it. And I don't actually know what that seal is, so I might ask Chander about that.
Nice.
It's something cool. I'm sure it's got a boat on it.
Ooh.
And the motto of Galyria.
Sounds good.
Ooh, maybe the motto of Galyria is like "Go ever forward in unknown waters."
Oh, I like that.
So yeah.
So all we have to do is say we'll set that up for Galyria as well as for our Titan.
Yep, you will give Galyria access to this communications technology.
I can get behind that. That sounds like it'll help the people, and it'll help with my invention.
Dope as hell. And hey, maybe you slap a Fontaine Mechanics symbol onto those.
Yeah, maybe Fontaine Industries, brought to you by Fontaine Industries. Internet. We're giving the Galyria high speed.
Basically, yeah, I've been thinking a lot about Terry Pratchett and the clacks, which is a thing in Pratchett books that is basically halfway between the telegraph system and the internet. So maybe something like that.
Sounds great.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk to the Culture Admiral about?
No, I think we're good. Oh,
I kind of want to steal, but I'm not sure if that's like so smart. But I still want to steal.
Well, hey, maybe you come back tomorrow.
Oh, true. True, I can come back and steal tomorrow.
Come back in the middle of the night tonight.
Oh.
You did just walk through his whole base.
My
effectively.
god. Yeah, and I said I was casing the place. So, I've been looking at this.
Okay. I guess Tiuku is cased to the joint effectively.
Yeah, can I also ask for a tour of the place? Like, oh, it's so lovely. I would love to see more. I've never been in such a wonderful place before.
Yeah, I think Gregarious is like, yeah, totally. No, he doesn't sound like that. He's like, yes, of course. I love my office. It's very fantastic. It's a wonderful building. It's not exactly in the same, I would like to think that we emulate or evoke the feeling, the atmosphere of Ebon without actually being there.
Indeed.
Well, Ebon is the capital of Galyria.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
basically Rome.
Is this where you also live?
Oh, shit. Would it be where he lives?
I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's like a officer stationed here, he probably has quarters on site.
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact. Myself and a small contingent of the guards have barracks.
Oh.
Well, the guards have barracks. I have my admiral quarters.
Oh, what are those like?
Oh, they're wonderful. It's just as comfortable as the cabin on my ship.
Oh, I can't imagine. Must be lovely. Where is it? Tiuku wants to steal that ring, just saying, so.
He kind of puts his hand on his chest, mock scandalized, and he says, Miss Campagna, I'm a married man.
Oh, of course I wasn't. Oh no, I was just taken in by the splendor, just imagining that maybe one day I would live in such a place myself.
Well, I mean, if you join the Armada, anything is possible. Work your way up through the ranks, become a guard in an admiral office.
Oh.
Most folks want to become a captain, though, have their own ships.
Huh. That makes sense also, but I'm much more of an on-land person.
I see. That's fair. Not everybody can have sea legs like these, and he slaps his thigh. Well, if you'd like a tour, I can certainly give you one. And he, just takes you throughout the place. And I guess I'm just gonna give you a +1.
Nice.
To your later heist roll.
Yes. Thank you.
Man. Too bad you don't have the heist move yet. That's a advanced move for thief. Cool and good. But yeah, do you want to examine that further, or do you want to just head out into the city again?
I kind of want to say that since she's already inside, she would do something more than just break in, just set up something ahead of hand,
Okay, yeah, we can say that that's just part of your preparation here. As you are walking through, you could be I don't know, maybe you're in a parlor and you leave a window unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool and good. Eustace is also on this tour, and he's looking at you.
Zara is just looking very touristy, wow, tell me more.
Wow. Yeah. So you get to this tour. There's lots of really cool stuff in this building, I'm sure. Yeah. And then you're out on the street again, and Tiuku, you feel a big fuzzy hand on your shoulder. Obviously, it's Eustace, and he says, "Tiuku,
yes.
Are you planning on robbing that nice culture admiral?"
Why? Of course not.
Tiuku, were you casing the joint?
What does that mean? I have
casing the joint, like you were, setting up shop and seeing where all the guards were.
Never.
I'm whispering this, which is why I sound like a weird creep.
I would never do such a thing, but it's very obvious that she's not trying to lie.
Being coy.
Yeah.
And Eustace turns you to look at him, and it's he can turn you. He just moves you with his hand because he's bear strong. Yeah. And he says, "Now you listen to me, Miss Belle, or Campagna. Gregarious Pirrenoue might be a little bit of a foppish fella. He might be a little bit of what you might call nouveau riche, but he's not a bad man. He's just a stupid man. And he's done a lot of good for the city."
Well, he's not gonna miss a trinket or two. He had plenty. What is he doing with them?
Well, not a lot, I'll admit. Just don't let me see it.
No worries.
Yeah. All right. And he turns to Zara and he says, "Ms. Fontaine, do you have any more items on the agenda for today?"
No, not really.
All right. Well, I think it might be time to go home then.
Where is home?
Well, I figured, we've been out camping for a while. You probably don't want to sleep on more inn-beds or cots. So, how's a home-cooked meal sound?
It sounds lovely.
Wonderful. And he kind of steers you down a couple crowded, cluttered, like alleys. Not alleys, but like walking streets. Which I guess all streets are walking streets unless you got a cart.
Mm.
There's not paved like streets for cars.
While we're walking, I want to hang back with Tiuku and talk to her a little bit.
Well, he's got his hand on Tiuku's shoulder.
I see. How irritating. Fuck it.
It's okay, we're down there, he's up there.
Eustace, that's true. Eustace is a good guy. So I'm going to lean into Tiuku and I'm going to say, are you really planning on doing, that tonight?
Yeah, I am.
Well, you might need a way to scale the facade.
Really?
Yeah. And, I sort of adjust my clockwork amplification goggles. And a way to see in the dark could probably help too.
That would be very helpful.
Listen, I don't really do things like this, but, the way I see it, we're supposed to be the Titans, right? Which means if you get caught and sent to jail, that's not going to be good for either of us.
That's true. Very good thinking, again.
Besides, I hate to say it, but, I think that if I had a chance to study that ring, I might be able to get something useful out of it.
Yes.
But just to be clear, you're doing it anyway, right?
Anyway.
Without my help?
No matter
therefore,
what.
Ethically speaking, it's no difference.
You are absolutely correct.
Says Eustace.
Tiuku is ecstatic. She's so happy.
Look, if we go to jail, then the world's doomed, right?
Yes. That would be so bad.
I say that to Eustace.
Oh.
Oh my lord. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you do that, you can justify a lot of things to yourself. And he looks down at you and he says, "Where's the line, Zara?" We're here. And you look up and you're at this house. It's a little house built into the side of the mountain. And there is, you can see, there's a patio outside. And then what is effectively a garage to the side of it with a big shutter door. And he says, he fishes in his pocket and hands you a key. And he says, "I'm going to check in my workshop. Y'all just let yourselves in. Make yourselves at home in the sitting room. All right?"
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Eustace goes over to the shutter doors and he pulls them open and you can see he walks in and then closes it behind him. And Zara, you can see some stuff in there, complicated stuff. Before he closes it behind him,
I lean my head so I can see more of it while he's closing the door.
And then you're alone out here in this sort of back road.
Tiuku, maybe Eustace is right.
I mean, he asked where's the lion. Well, for me, it's pretty clear. The lion is stealing. That's a victimless crime.
How is it a victimless? It is a victim. Okay. It is. Listen, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying I have any qualms against stealing from the rich because give me a break. But it is objectively a victimful crime. You are stealing from somebody, regardless of whether it's okay or not. It is a victimful crime. Oh Lord!
Well, I don't see the richest victims.
It's not like a bank. It's not like a federally a big bank. It's a guy. It's his personal effects.
He'll get by.
Oh Lord! Oh Lordy! I don't know. On the one hand, I don't. Okay, how about this? If you really want to do this, then I'll lend you some gear. Mm-hmm. But I can't go with you.
That's fine. I would never risk you in such a way.
But while you're there, and I sort of take off my goggles and say, the dark vision is kind of a new feature, so it might be a little buggy. So if you would do me a favor and just sort of get some data while you're out there, and don't worry, I've calibrated it to record all the input it gets, so that'll be fine. But yeah, if you just want to make some observations and report back to me and tell me, what needs fixing with it.
Yes, of course.
Wait, you built your goggles to record like telemetry?
No. Just like I don't know. It's like whenever you flip a switch, it like makes a little note of it.
Interesting.
That's kind of, I just bullshitted that right now because I wanted an excuse to not like environmental data, but like I need to test this gadget, so I'm using my assistant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I just didn't. Like, where does it keep, like, does it have, like, a little wax roll that it writes the, like, tick marks in?
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, you can pop it out of the side.
Like a black box sort of thing?
Black box, yeah. Very, very, very rudimentary black box.
Maybe when you're wearing the devices, they all hook up to the same black box.
Yeah, that sounds right. So, like, I want to give her the black box, the goggles, and the grappling.
Well, you still have the house in front of you.
The grappling, right? Well, I know, but like,
I just mean you talk about this thing, but we have a whole other like set of scenes ahead of us.
Right, fair. Okay, we go in the house.
Yes.
Okay. So you unlock the door, you walk in. It's a nice, quaint little house. There's like a set of hooks, for hats and coats next to the door, with a little like a notepad with like a bunch of things written on it, like need milk. There are 3 sets of handwritings on it. There's like a big sort of scrawling hand. There is a very blocky sort of like, almost like mechanical hand. Not actually mechanical, but like someone who like is very, very precise with their letters. And then there's this very like looping cursive on it that, there's just like errand lists basically. And there's also like an umbrella stand. And then to the left is the kitchen, and then further in is like a living room area.
Yeah. I think Tiuku calls out like, yoo-hoo, we're here for the food.
Oh, okay. So to the left, there's a kitchen. To the right, there are stairs going up. And then along this hall, there is like the sitting room. And you hear like down the stairs. And then a little, basically the same size as Zara, bugbear, like jumps from like 3 stairs up. And he's got a toy crossbow in his hands. He's like, freeze!
Don't shoot!
Who are you? Why are you in my house?
Oh, hello. We are Eustace's friends, co-workers, very close.
You know Paul?
Yes.
He let us in, or at least he told us to come in.
Tiuku shows a key.
Okay, she's the key. It's like, that is the key. You see now that the crossbow has a suction cup on the end of it? He says, all right. I guess you're okay. And you see this kid now, who's about 10 years old. He is wearing a sort of schoolboy outfit, which is like a little vest with a school patch on it, over like a button-down shirt and some short pants. And he's got these big round like Coke bottle glasses on. He says, "Well, my name is Rufus Flint. This is my house. This is my dad that you met. His name was
nice to meet you, Rufus."
He like holds his hand out. Sticks his hand out to you, Zara, who is the same height as him.
I shake his hand, and I say, "I'm Zara Fontaine, artificer, inventor extraordinaire."
Oh, you're an inventor?
I dabble. I don't mean to brag.
Oh, she's absolutely brilliant.
Well,
kind of stuff you make?
Well, all sorts of stuff. Like, for example, I hold up my okay, I hold up my hand with the cryogenic emitter glove on it, and I say, "This I like to call the cryogenic emitter glove."
Oh, dang, that thing looks cool! And he like grabs it off your hand.
Oh, oh no!
Like out of my hand?
Yeah.
Oh, be very careful with that.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No.
Like,
I grab it back from him as fast as I can, if I can.
Oh,
defy danger.
Here's the thing. He might be stronger than you because he's a bugbear.
I try to wrestle it from his grasp then before he hurts himself.
Zara and Tiuku fight a 10-year-old
and lose.
Okay, so here's the thing. He's like, well, no, hold on. I just want to look at it.
No, that's much too dangerous. And I try to pull it away from him again.
He goes, fine, and he hands it back. He crosses his arms.
Maybe if with your father's permission, I can do a demonstration. I put it back on my
You want to see something I built?
Of course.
I built some stuff. And he goes, and he pulls you into the living room. And there's what would be a backyard on the other side of this living room. There's a sliding door, but it's just a cave. Because the house is built into a mountain.
Cool.
And there's he turns on a little lantern. There's this cave in here. And you see a Rube Goldberg device. Some Kevin McAllister shit.
Ooh.
Cool.
And he's like, see that crank right there? And he points to a crank.
Yeah?
Turn that crank. And he runs back inside and comes out with a carton of eggs. And he puts one on this device has there's some clamps and there's a plate, a little with indentation. So when he puts the egg there, the egg fits there.
I look at Tiuku and gesture do the honors.
Tiuku very carefully turns the crank.
And he's kind of bouncing at his feet. And so you're turning this crank and you see this set of clamps go down to where the egg is and slowly press down around it, but don't break the egg. And then it starts to ratchet backwards. It goes tick, 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 until it doesn't go back any further. And he says, now press that button right there.
I press it.
And this arm that's holding the egg just flings the egg across the room. And it smashes against the wall. There's an automatic catapult.
Wonderful.
Very impressive.
I'm a smart cookie, my dad says.
You're very smart. Indeed.
You could make a wonderful artificer someday. Wait, is artificer a thing?
It's a thing that you made up, I think. What do you think that other artificers are about artificers?
Artificers. Maybe not really. Maybe I just made it up. Maybe everyone else says inventor or mechanic or something.
No. And he's like, oh, that sounds really cool. Hey, do you like books?
Oh, I love books.
Do you want to see my books?
Sure.
Cool. And he grabs your hands and pulls you.
He's definitely stronger than me, so
He's doing the little kid thing. A little kid sees someone who's cool and starts to show them all this stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
And he brings y'all upstairs to there is master bedroom. There's a den between them, and then there's his room. And he opens his room, and he's got this desk. You know those Black & Decker kids tool benches?
Yeah.
He's basically got one of those, but it's real tools.
Oh god. Maybe he can handle the cryogenic emitter glove.
And he's like, yeah, I got my little wind-up toys right here. And he points to these little tin soldiers. Little all his stuff is springs and gears. Because engines exist, stuff like this exists, but no one else can do magic like you can. So I'm maintaining that level, that part of your thing. But he's this little wunderkind. He's like, so I got these little things. I made a buffalo once, and he holds up a little metal buffalo. It's basically just little spring wind up toys with very basic flat bodies, but still impressive for a kid.
Sure.
And he's got this big bookcase full of books, and he says, "Look at all this stuff." And he's pulling down books and showing to me and it's Jules Verne, whoever the Jules Verne is in this world, and storybooks, but speculative fiction. And
Any about the Titans?
For kids. Yes.
Oh.
And he says, "Look at that! Look at this!" And he pulls down, and it says, "The fantabulous endeavors of the Spellwright Sublime."
Oh. Is that a book about, that's a book about Arto Clearwater, isn't it?
Yeah! She was the coolest.
Oh. Well, I've certainly heard that.
And he's it's just it's like a storybook, it's like a picture book.
Yeah.
And he's he pulls it open and starts pointing at pictures. It's see this one where she did that thing? That was really cool. And he flips through it. This one, that was really cool. And then you hear a door open downstairs and close, and Tiuku, Zara, where'd you guys go?
Oh, we're up here.
And he Rufus is little bugbear ears fly up. He's like, Dad's home. oh my God! He slams the book closed and runs out the door. And you see, if you follow him out, you see Eustace at the bottom of the stairs, and Rufus jumps from the top of the stairs and flies down and just cannonballs on his dad, who catches him, obviously, like a little furry cannonball.
Oh,
That's so cute.
I love them.
Oh my God, Dad, you see these cool folks that got this glove? Does ice stuff?
Cryogenic emitter glove.
Yeah! Cryo glove. It's like, yeah, no, I've seen it. It's pretty neat, huh? Yeah! It's super neat. And Eustace looks up at y'all and he says, well, I guess you met Rufus. Aren't you supposed to be at school today? And Rufus is like, I'm sick.
Same little dude, same.
And Eustace just shakes his head and says, all right, well, how about you help me scare up some dinner for Mom when she gets home? He's like, yeah, I can do that. Oh, hey, I can make my egg things with the eggs at the pan. It's like, maybe we don't do that this time. Like, okay. No, but what about my automatic bread slicer? It's like, maybe we don't do that today.
Last time we lost a finger.
It's just, oh, wow.
This is like fucking knife that just chop, chop, chop.
It's the knife-wielding robot.
Yeah. Chop, chop, chop.
Chop, chop, chop. And, yeah, so Rufus, like, goes and Eustace go in the kitchen. They start making food. And it goes, Eustace is like, hey, y'all don't mind beans, do you? We got beans.
I'll eat pretty much anything.
Beans are fine.
All right, pork and beans coming right up. That's all the fuck I know how to make. Oh, no. Eustace does how to make some more things, but it's my speciality. And they start going. One thing you notice is if you spend time watching them make food, do either of you try to help?
I promise Tiuku does not try to help in the least.
I probably would say that no, I'm not very handy in the kitchen.
Okay. They don't ask you to, but if you offered, they would have let you. But they're making a huge amount of food, like more than they would have. You don't really know how much bugbears eat, but like it still seems like a lot. And then you hear like a crowd of voices outside, and the door opens again. You see a big female bugbear, who I don't know what the like level of dimorphism, sexual dimorphism between bugbears, but not a lot really. It's mostly just in like where like their fur is thickest. She looks a lot like Eustace, but a different person, obviously. Eustace is sort of like a ruddy, like reddish brown fur. She's kind of sandier in complexion, and she's got like a hat and a jacket on, and you see behind her are 6 goblins. Hey, what do you think we're gonna eat for dinner tonight? And I was like, I don't know. What do you think we're gonna eat for dinner? And I was like, I hope it's pork and beans.
I see how it is. It's cute. Is one of them Charlie?
Yeah, one of them Charlie.
Yeah.
And she opens the door and then sees all of you and stops and she says, "What the fuck?"
Hello.
Hi. You're in my house. Oh, and then Charlie from between her legs is like, "Oh, hey Zara, what's up, man?" and then she looks down. She's like, "Charlie, did you who?" And then Eustace like leans out from the kitchen. He's like, "Hey, darling, we got guests for dinner." She goes, "Oh my God, Eustace Flint, I might as well kill you." And she walks up and like slaps him on the shoulder. It's like, "No, didn't even say you were coming. I just got your letter, like today." He's like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was going to take that long. Oh shit." And then, an avalanche of goblins comes in.
Good little goblin boys and girls.
Yeah, little goblin fellers. There's Tommy Hammer. There's
Charlie Axel.
Molly Axel.
Charlie Axel.
Charlie Axel, Molly Axel, Genevieve, and Georgiana. Wrench.
Georgiana Wrench.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's really easy to come up with goblin names.
But a 60% success rate on those.
Yeah.
And you realize that this table, which you thought was just big because they're big people, is big because there's a lot of people who sit at it.
Sure.
Though it is actually it's like a knee height table because you don't sit at it with chairs, you just sit at it. And yeah, folks start ladling out bowls of pork and beans, which is kind of like curry almost, or no, it's like chili is what it's like with pork and beans, and it's very good. And Eustace is sitting next to Maggie, Margaret Flint is her name, and she's got she's been holding his hand since he came in, and she says,
"Cute.
Island wants to be found, huh, Mr. Dramatic? I thought you went to school to be an engineer. I didn't realize you went to school to be a goddamn writer." And he's like, "Oh my god, darling, don't. Oh, he's in front of my compatriots." It's just kind of just holding on to him. And Maggie looks at the rest of you and she says, "So, you're back from this strange and terrifying journey that y'all dragged my husband on."
I mean, to be fair, we were also dragged on it, so.
And I'm afraid the journey is really just beginning.
No, I figured that was going to be something like that. How about you tell me everything?
I look at Tiuku.
I look at Eustace how much are we allowed to tell kind of way?
Eustace kind of gives you like a go on gesture. I wouldn't be able to keep it from her anyway.
So, me and Zara here were assumedly, this is not what it really is, but people think that we are reincarnations of the Titans, and we have these big things that we get in.
Celestial armature frames is what they're called.
Yeah, those.
Oh, right. And what are these celestial armature frames?
Well, technically they are large autonomous and mechanical devices used for piloting, much like a vehicle, but I suppose colloquially people would understand them as sort of giant suits of armor.
Pull the other one. And she looks at you, so she says, "This bullshit true?" And he goes, "Yeah, I spent the last month fixing them up, making them seaworthy, as it were. It's really not that much different than a freighter engine when you think about it. It's a lot
more complicated.
It's a lot more complicated than a freighter engine." And she's like, "No shit." And she looks at you, Zara, and she says, "So what are your intentions with my husband?"
I will tug on my collar and I say, "Oh, ma'am, I assure you, it's nothing like that. We're just colleagues, and of course, Eustace is a very qualified mechanic, and so it's a pleasure to be working with him, and of course, I do think we get along."
I mean, little one, how long should I expect to have my husband taken from me? How long is my son going to go without a father?
Oh no,
Jesus. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Maggie is the hardcore member of the family.
No, I know. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I really don't know. To be honest, Tiuku and I are kind of wondering the same thing. But Mrs. Deeplore and Nebo, they seem to think it's very important that we continue our work. They say the safety of everyone on the archipelago depends on it. Ma'am, or Mrs. Excuse me, but from what I've seen, I'm inclined to agree.
All right. And she looks at Eustace, and she looks at the rest of you, and she says, "Where's this island?"
It's off the coast. Yeah.
Just 5 days away.
Yeah.
All right. And she stands up and she goes to the cabinet and she pulls out a bottle. It doesn't have a label on it, but it's a clear bottle and there's like a sort of like amber liquid in it. And she has 2 glasses and she puts them on the table in front of you. And she says, if you are going to be gallivanting around the coast with my husband and you are going to be keeping him from his duties here, then you and me are going to have ourselves an accord. And she pours the drink in. She says, this is honey wine. We're making ourselves. This is a binding contract, my friend. You are not going to allow any harm to come to my husband while he is within your employ. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course.
You're going to tell me where this island is. You're going to point it out to a map for me so I know that if something happens to him, I know where to go to kick some ass.
Mm-hmm. This is very reasonable.
So we have a guy you could kick his ass right now if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Tiuku, I think we pointed out, like, no problem.
Yeah.
No, I don't give a fuck if she knows, like...
Yeah.
Absolutely. And she says, fantastic, thank you so much. And she raises a glass.
Tiuku, raise the glass.
I raise a glass.
She clinks them. She says, our accord is met. It's a pleasure to meet you. And she throws it back like it's nothing.
I throw it back and, like, almost barf. Poison!
Yeah, it's like vodka made of honey.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, I think Tiuku drinks it with very little trouble. Just like knocks it back.
Because she's cool.
Yeah.
Zara isn't.